Hey, welcome everybody to the Bayside Fabrication YouTube channel. Today we have for you a little bit of roll cage work, and also I test fit a set of 17s and a set of 20s, which are ridiculous, on the Z-Kart. So I really want your input on which wheels you think I should run, because right now I'm kind of torn on the two. So let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoy the video. I have two roll bars, main hoops, I just bent up. This one is the E30, this one's the E36. Now, I just threw them in the car just to get an idea of the profile. So as you can see, they're different. And I'm doing this just because I can take a lot of guesswork out of trying to redo a whole main hoop if I can just really essentially use one of these. Now what I would do, you can see how these are inboard of the sill. What I'm going to do is essentially take this profile. I think I'm going to choose the E36 profile. It's a little bit wider up top. And what I'm going to do is just extend this over so it lands right on the center of this sill here. So that's my goal. And it's going to go right through this area. So I'm going to cut all this out. And it's going to land right on top of this. So this is all gonna go away. I'm gonna keep this fender just for the time being. We'll plate the top of this sill, and this sill is going to be our mount for the roll cage. These are very strong and structural areas, and it's actually, we can probably tie into the rear subframe mount too, doing that. So we'll do that for the main hoop. Now with that being said, I'm just going to start these bends. I have to measure. So as of right now, these sit pretty much in plane with this door jamb here. So if I want to land it on the center, I'm gonna have to go 3 inches out on each side to get this outside edge to be pretty much right here. So I'm gonna take this E36 bar, this next hoop I'm going to make for this car. And I'm going to widen this, the first two bends, 3 inches on either side to give us our width that we need. And then we're gonna have to start cutting the car and kind of get it fitted into place. Good, they're a little tall, but that's not a big deal. I can cut off the bottoms. And yeah, man, I think this is gonna work out pretty all right. So I think that's the route I'm gonna go. A-pillar tubes, they're gonna come out, and I wanna run outboard of this, and I'll make dimple die gussets to tie in to the A-pillar, and then it will come straight down here, and I'll tie into our dash bar, and I'll plate it here. So I'll cut this out. I'll probably wind up cutting this whole section out, and I'll plate it right there, and then our door X's and everything. So everything's gonna be kind of as outboard of the body. It'll be kind of cool looking. So that's what we're gonna do. Well, I took a little bit of a different approach than I would normally do. I normally just start cutting out the sections, but I wasn't sure what was behind here. So instead, I drilled out the spot welds. I pried everything apart. This is heavy, that's good. Mainly because I knew there was a fuel filler here. I didn't know if the hose lines ran down or anything like that. I didn't want to cut into the filler neck or anything like that at all. But what I found is this section here looks like it's probably where I'm gonna wind up landing. So I'm going to cut this all out here. I'm gonna cut this out and pretty much just cut just like this and cut this whole rear fender section out as well. I mean, it's gonna be a super structural part of the vehicle, and we'll tie the main hoop, we'll plate it all up, and we'll get right in there. And the same on the other side. So I think that's our plan right now. I'm just gonna pick away at it slowly. Like I said, I didn't want to get too crazy cutting because I didn't want to take too much off. But like this whole top section's gonna go, pretty much this whole area. All right, so I just did something stupid. And I'm madder than a mosquito in a mannequin store. But it's all right. So we're slicing off all this stuff. That's cool. I had one little incident. See the little duct tape there? My Sawzall blade was so hot, it just touched the filler neck and melted a little hole in it. Not that bad. This is what makes me mad. I was drilling out these spot welds to get that piece out, and I just wasn't paying attention. I wasn't even thinking of it. The fuel tank's like maybe 3/4 of an inch just on these, like 4 I'd say. So I just drilled, I don't know, 4 or 5 holes in the top of the fuel tank. So that sucks. Because that means I have to pull the fuel tank, and I'm just gonna plug it. I'm just gonna get a little, you know, just thread it and put little pipe fittings in it, or epoxy it, or do something stupid. It's at the very top of the tank. It's not a huge deal. But I drilled one and I just started smelling fuel vapor, and I'm like, son of a gun. So that's one of those things. Well, what do we have here? I decided to bend up the main hoop today. Check it out, check it out. Now this is not going to be the seat I'm going to be using, I don't think, but I just have it in there as a template. So these are the kind of things that you have to figure out while we go along. I was planning on mounting it right there, but the reality is it needed to just go back just a little more. And there's still more weight to take off, and as we go, and once the cage is done, after all that, we're gonna go back and just really trim up everything, make it nice. I want, you know, I've seen carts online and stuff. Yeah, this isn't a new idea. There's people who do this all the time. So this isn't like something that, you know, I'm having some revelation. People make carts all over the place. But what I would like to do is then go back, you know, really smooth up these lines. I bought some edging, some rubber edging. You know, I'll just clip edging on here. Just make it look like it's not a hacked up car. Essentially make it look like not look like what it is. And yeah, so at this point, I'm going to take this roll bar, I'm gonna cut these down. I'm gonna make my plates for the bottom, box those in, and I will show you that as soon as that's done. But this is the exciting part, and from here it's gonna start going pretty quickly with the cage. A couple bars give it a whole different aesthetics and definitely a whole new look. So we'll really get an idea of how this thing's going to look and how it's going to shape up. So very excited. Now I was just kind of giving it a visual. I don't want the roll bar to be higher than the windscreen. So I think we'll level out the car, put a level on the door sills here or something, get a level, and then run the level from here to the back and see how much lower we need to go. As of right now, we're really close. So the next step for me is to make these base plates, and that will give us our final height. And then what we'll do is we'll just tack it on, and then we'll just start adding from there. It's very easy. Once you get the main hoop in, you know where everything else is pretty much gonna go. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have a bunch of work to do today, but instead of that, I'm gonna mess around with wheels. I just picked these up 2 days ago. These are actually really rare BBS style 5s, but these are the staggered fitment from the 5 series, the older 5 series. So these are 17x8s and 17x9s. So I need help deciding, because I also have a set of 20s, 20x9.5s and 20x10.5s I'm gonna pop on right now. It's just about to start to rain, but I mean, these are like $1,800 wheels refinished. The lips on these are really good. I just have to repaint the barrels, which is no big deal. So the wheels are like twice as much as the car's worth right now. So I'm not sure if that's the best way to go, but they kind of look awesome. It'd just be that nice flash of baller that this car might need. All right, it's starting to sprinkle. Let me get the other wheels on now so we can do a side-by-side comparison. So these are 20s that I had for the X5. Let's see how stupid this is. I think the fronts are rubbing on the coil a little bit. Okay, I think these are gonna be too much. So these are 20 by 10 and a halves and 20 by 9 and a halves on the front. But I mean, I'll have to space out the front to even be able to run them. I don't know, these might be a little too ridiculous. Oh man. Look how little those brakes are in there. The rears will work. I definitely fit a tire on that. The fronts I think the fronts would hit everything. So for a drift setup, which is what we're looking for, I think that's just going to be too outrageous of a front wheel. I mean, we could use, or more than likely we'd use anyway, Z46 lower control arms to really push it out. But I don't know, I'll talk to some drift guys, or if you're drifting and you know how to make this a setup like that ridiculous work, but I don't think it's going to. And furthermore, 20-inch tires are more expensive and all that. So I don't know. Just doing it for goofs right now. So I gotta get back to work. This is ridiculous. I get really sidetracked when it comes to having new toys. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Bayside Fabrication YouTube channel. I really appreciate the love and support. I got I don't know, 1,000+ new subscribers this past week. With the help of Jeremy and the Faster Proms video that the Z-Kart was on. So that's super awesome. Winnie thanks you too, right, bud? It's hot out. Next episode, we're just gonna keep going on the roll cage. That's gonna be awesome, so follow that. Really excited to see how that is going to take shape. My plasma cutter will be here next week, and also my seats will be in next week. So I'm going to shop right now. I'm gonna test fit the seats to make sure they're the exact size I'm gonna order. We're gonna just get a couple aluminum Kirkies. I was going to do some Sparco or Recaro, nice fiberglass fixed back seats, but the more I thought about it, the more that the car is exposed to the elements. A nice aluminum Kirky, you can just pop the seat cover off in bad weather or whatever, or throw it in the wash. Much easier, and they're gonna wind up being like sub 350 bucks each. So that's a really good feature on my end, because I'm not trying to break the bank on this thing. So thanks a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell if you want. And Winnie and I are gonna say goodbye. Love you guys. See you next time.